All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is First Appearance Court, and we also have a hearing docket. But for those of you who are here for first appearance, I'll let you know if I found probable cause, and then we will talk about release conditions. Please make sure you speak with your attorney before speaking on the record, because everything in this courtroom is being recorded and can be used against you at a later time. I know there's two persons from the morning docket that has been reset, and I know one gentleman, we need the Spanish interpreter. All right, so, all right, and I guess I'll leave this one also until the end because I don't know if his attorney is gonna show up. So Jasmine Delgado. All right, Ms. Delgado, you're before the court on 3 traffic cases. They're kind of old or aged, 2016, operating without a valid license, and then 2018, suspended driver's license. So I find probable cause. And I don't know if these operating without. These are now 3 of the similar charges. So, Ms. Delgado, is she gonna post her bond?
Judge, at this time, I explained the situation to her. She has provided me a number to her sister in hopes that she can bond out. So that's where we're at this point.
Okay. All right. Does she have other priors?
Should only be traffic.
Just that one? Yeah. Only, correct, Your Honor, only traffic cases.
Okay.
Oh, is it resisting? I'm sorry, resisting without violence in 2015.
To
Okay.
withhold. The loitering and prowling was declined.
Judge, in speaking with Ms. Delgado, she does have minor children that she provides for. As a result, would the court consider ROR in these 3 traffic matters?
All right, I'll ROR to pretrial, so she'll be on standard pretrial. And Ms. Delgado, you need to make sure that you report to the pretrial office by tomorrow morning. If you don't, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Sigrid Carrasquillo, Kia. All right. Ma'am, you're before the court on 1 charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. Number 2 is a misdemeanor capias, and number 3 is a traffic capias. These are from 2018, obstruction by false name, and then April of 2018, driving while license suspended. I find probable cause. And I'm going to leave the bonds in place. On the obstruction by false name, you didn't show for a calendar call. All right, so you see your division judge tomorrow at 2:15, it says. All right. Maria Meinhardt.
Approaching.
All right, Ms. Meinhardt is before the court on 1 charge of DUI, alcohol, or drugs. Number 2 is operating a vehicle with unsafe equipment. And number 3 is unsecured tag. Those are not for magistrate. I find probable cause. Does she have any priors? All right, so she has a $500 bond on one. Okay,
Judge, with the court, Ms. Meinhardt is 20 years of age. She just turned 20 in late September. She indicated to me this is her first and only arrest. As a result, would the court consider pretrial release? She lives with both her mother and father.
all right, I'll ROR to pretrial. She's gonna have random drug testing. No alcohol or intoxicants.
Plan to do no driving.
No. Okay, do you understand? All
Yes,
right,
Judge.
you need to report to the pretrial office within 24 hours of your release. Failure to do so, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
And also that you will be subjected to random drug testing. There's allegations that you probably smoked, or that you told them that you just smoked weed or something. So random drug testing. All right. Jure Williams. All right, Ms. Williams is before the court. Charge 1 is possession of methamphetamine. Number 2, possession of drug paraphernalia. 3, 4, 5, violation of felony probation. 6, 7, 8, also violation of felony probation. Those all have no bond holds, and you will see Judge Yuson tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. I find probable cause, and you have a $1,000 bond on charge 1. Ricardo Soto. All right, Mr. Soto is before the court. Charge 1 is driving while license suspended. Number 2 is a traffic KPS. October 29th, this KPS was issued on a suspended driver's license offense. And now you're before the court on another charge of driving while license suspended. So I find probable cause, sir, and you have a $100 bond on each of those counts. Jeffrey Peoples. Mr. Peoples bonded? Okay,
Yes, he bonded, thank you.
thank you. I find probable cause. Rufus Thomas. All right, Mr. Thomas, you're before the court on a traffic KPS. The charge is operating without a valid license. You did not show up for arraignment February 20th of 2017. All right, I find probable cause.
Judge, is the state attorney in a position to make an offer? Please.
Okay,
One moment, John.
sure.
No court cost, Your Honor.
Withhold and court costs?
Judge, he would be willing to accept that offer, thank you.
All right, Mr. Thomas, please raise your right hand.
The best we can.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
I swear to tell the truth.
Okay, sir, you can put your hand down. And Mr. Thomas, do you understand everything that we've discussed here today?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand the offer that has been extended to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No, Your Honor.
And you understand, sir, that you have a right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No, Your Honor.
And do you understand, sir, that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
Yes, Your Honor.
What plea do you wish to enter, Mr. Thomas? Guilty or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence, sir, is withhold adjudication court costs. Alton Harris,
North Broward.
all right, Mr. Harris is before the court on one charge of battery causing bodily harm, number 2, trespassing, occupied structure or conveyance. I find probable cause, and Mr. Harris has a $1,000 bond on charge 1. And no victim contact, no return to that location. Okay? All right, Ricardo Ligros. All right, Mr. Ligros, you're before the court. Charges 1 and 2 are traffic cases. 3, 4, 5 are felony cases, and those have no bond holds and are not for magistrate. Number 6 and 7 are misdemeanor cases, and then number 8 is a traffic case. I find probable cause. The standard bonds will remain in place. The misdemeanor matter, it says that you have court tomorrow before your division judge.
Our Spanish interpreter is here. Judge.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. All right, anyone else other than the gentleman that was reset from this morning who needs a Spanish interpreter? All right, Kevin Avila Ramirez. All right, Mr. Avila,
Señor Ávila,
your case was reset from this morning
su caso ha sido fijado de esta mañana para esta hora
because you said that you had an attorney who should be coming to court.
porque usted dijo que tenía un abogado que seguramente venía acá a la corte.
As you were not able to provide us with the full name of the attorney,
Como usted no nos pudo proporcionar el nombre completo de su abogado
and you were under the impression that the attorney was coming to court,
y usted estaba bajo la impresión de que su abogado iba a venir acá a la corte,
I reset the case for this afternoon,
yo le fijé el caso para hoy día en la tarde,
and we have not heard that there is anyone who's representing you.
pero no hemos escuchado de que haya alguien que lo esté representando a usted.
So at this time, we're going to proceed with the first appearance hearing.
Entonces, por eso, en este momento vamos a proceder con la audiencia de primera vista.
Your charge 1 is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon
Su primer cargo es agresión con agravante con arma mortal,
without intent to kill.
sin la intención de matar.
This incident allegedly occurred May 25th of this year.
Este incidente ocurrió mayo 25 de este año, supuestamente.
And the allegations are further that you accelerated your vehicle at a high rate of speed
También se alega de que usted aceleró su vehículo a una velocidad más alta
towards the victim,
contra la víctima,
and this placed her in fear of her life.
y esto la puso a la víctima en temor por su vida.
and caused her to jump away from jump away onto grass and concrete.
Y eso la hizo, hizo que la víctima saltara hacia un lugar donde había pasto y concreto.
Number 2
El segundo cargo
is an immigration hold.
es una retención de inmigración
Placed by the Department of Homeland Security,
que le ha puesto el Departamento de Homeland Security.
and that is a no bond hold,
Esa retención no lleva fianza
and you will have to appear before an immigration judge on that charge.
y por ese cargo usted va a tener que comparecer ante un juez de inmigración.
At this time, I find probable cause,
En este momento encuentro causa probable para el delito.
and I am going to impose a $5,000 bond on one,
En el primer cargo le voy a imponer una fianza de $5,000.
and I'm ordering no victim contact,
Le estoy ordenando que usted no tenga contacto con la víctima.
and that means you cannot make any phone calls,
Eso quiere decir que usted no puede hacer ninguna llamada telefónica
no text
para
messages,
ella, no puede textearle,
no social media,
no puede tratar de buscarla por medios sociales de la internet
and no third-party contact.
y no puede tener contacto con la víctima por medio de terceros.
Do you understand that, sir?
¿Entendió?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, sir. Good luck.
Que tenga buena suerte.
All right, is there someone else who needed the Spanish interpreter?
Alguien que necesite la intérprete.
All right, thank you very much. You're welcome. All right, Johnny Saye. Mr. Say, you're before the court. Charge 1 is false ID given to law enforcement. Number 2, driving while license suspended, habitual. 3 and 4 are felony cases, and sir, those have no bond holds and are not for magistrate. Number 5 is a misdemeanor capias. 6 is a misdemeanor capias. 7 is a traffic capias. 8 through 12 are felony capias, and those also have no bond holds. It looks like before Judge Fine. And you have court tomorrow and the following day on both the felony and the misdemeanor matters. I find probable cause, and the standard bonds on the other charges will remain in place. All right, Norbert Pito. All right, Mr. Pito, you're before the court on one charge of video voyeurism, and I find probable cause.
What's his last name? Pito.
Huh? No, Pete, no.
Judge, at this time, forgive me, I don't have the facts in front of me, but in regards to this specific case, I spoke about his financial situation. Based upon that conversation, would the court consider a bond in the amount of $2,500?
All right, I'll hear from the state. Does he have any priors?
No priors, Your Honor. He's not, it looks like he's from Hungary.
Okay.
Robert Pito is a United States citizen. He's been here for 25 years.
Okay. All right, so based on these allegations, I am going to impose a $5,000 bond and no victim contact. No victim contact means no phone calls, no text messages, no social media, no third-party contact. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Okay. All right, David Brown, David Brown.
That way.
All right, Mr. Brown is before the court on one charge of grand theft auto, and number two is driving while license suspended. And I find probable cause for these charges. Does Mr. Brown have any priors?
One moment. '87 robbery attempted with a weapon and an aggravated battery adjudications. 1990 possession of cocaine adjudication. 1990 robbery adjudication. Robbery firearm.
All right. So,
94 possession of cocaine with intent adjudication. 95 possession of cocaine, tampering, possession of cannabis, all adjudications. 94 delivering a controlled substance adjudication. 98 firearm by felon carrying concealed firearm, possession of cocaine adjudications. 2016 possession of cocaine adjudication. 2018 resisting without violence petty theft adjudication. 2018 resisting without violence adjudication.
Mr. Brown has a $1,000 bond.
Judge, would the court consider pretrial for Mr. Brown?
No. All right, all right, let's address Gerald Zafuto.
Which one is that, Your Honor?
Zafuto is the one from this morning that we reset. Gerald Zafuto.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Solantri
Okay,
over the lunch break. He cannot be here today.
okay,
He's asking if the court could reset this matter for tomorrow morning.
all right, I have no problem doing that. So they've spoken to your attorney and, he'll be here tomorrow morning, sir, okay? All right, so we'll reset for the AM. All right, on our hearing docket, Travis Heiser on the misdemeanor docket. Where is Mr. Heiser? Travis? Looks like there's no one else.
Not at the main.
Do you have anyone else left at the main, Mr. Hill?
Yes, I have 4 individuals.
Oh, okay,
They're on the second look.
okay.
Thank you.
All right, Armando Perez? What happened to our misdemeanor docket?
Judge Powell,
Yes,
we got an email asking for 4 or 5 names to be deleted, and Perez was one of them.
okay. All right, and is Heiser one of them as well? Hizer?
I don't see that name.
Oh, okay. And no one's answering. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
These two.
Who, which one? Heiser? Oh. Okay. All right, so I guess somebody will reset him if it's needed. All right, on the felony docket then, Stacy Felder? Yes, please. Thank you. All right, where's Stacy Felder, Conti?
Stacy,
All right, so Mr. Felder was arrested on October 6th, and he has a $1,000 bond. And he's back for a second look then at his bond status.
Apparently, he's not able to make that $1,000 bond. I'm not sure if he can make any monetary bond, to be honest. If the court might consider an alternative to a monetary bond.
Does Mr. Felder have an address? Do you have a permanent address, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is that?
The one listed on that 1 Northwest 33rd Terrace.
No, there's nothing listed here. It says at large. So, where do you live? And who do you live with?
By myself.
And the address is what?
1 Northwest 33rd Terrace.
In what city?
Oh, Fort Lauderdale.
That address does appear on his BSO PICS information, Judge.
Okay.
1 Northwest 33rd Terrace.
All right, so then I'll release Mr. Felder to level 2 pretrial. All right, ROR to pretrial. And Mr. Felder will be subjected to random drug testing. Okay? All right, Stephen Leo.
He's in North Broward.
All right, Mr. Leo was arrested October 8th. So is this a 30-day motion?
yes, Your Honor, it has not been filed. He's entitled for an ROR.
All right, so Mr. Felder, the state has not formally filed the information, so at this time you are entitled to release.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what was that? Did I say Mr. Leo? No, oh, Mr. Leo. And so I'll sign the order granting the ROR at this time, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Leo, you need to, sir?
Yes, ma'am, sorry.
You need to make sure you stay in touch with your attorney because this doesn't mean that they can't file the charges after they've released you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'll check everything.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mason Maynard, all right, Mr. Maynard was arrested October 8th, and so this is a 30-day motion. Has the information been filed?
He has 2 cases, Your Honor.
Oh, 2 cases on this docket?
Yes, on page 5 also. No, wait, Maynard. Yes, page 5.
Okay, all right. Well, one says arrest is October 9th and the other one says October 8th. So what's the status?
It's filed, it's
Both?
filed. Yes, Your Honor.
Both of them have been filed?
It's been, what's going on, it's going to be consolidated to case number 19-12249 CF10A.
Can you tell us what charges were filed?
Let me double check. I believe it's the robbery with they consolidated to that case instead of having the carry concealed firearm. Let me just double check what they said. As presented, we filed the robbery with the firearm
Okay,
and the resisting without violence, and the carried concealed.
Okay,
They consolidated with this case number, so they're just one case number now.
so everything's been filed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so for clarity, I think we're gonna, are we going to need to write two orders? There's two, all right, so, Mr. Maynard, the state has filed the information. As you've heard, the charges as presented, robbery with a firearm, resisting, without violence, and then the other charge is carrying a concealed firearm. They've all now been consolidated into one case number with the information filed. So the next step for you is that you will go before your division judge for arraignment, okay? All right. All right, that's it. All right. Juwan Griffin. All right, and Mr. Griffin was arrested October 9th. Has the information been filed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as filed as,
This is as presented.
all right. So, Mr. Griffin, the information has been filed on your case, so you will be going before your division judge for arraignment shortly, okay? All right, Raquel Charleswell.
She's a medical research, Your Honor.
Charleswell is a medical reset.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Patrick Clavelo.
No problem.
All right, Mr. Clavelo was arrested October 9th. And so this is a 30-day motion. Has the information been filed?
Has not been filed, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Clavelo, the state has not formally filed a charge as of this date. And so you are entitled to an ROR. I will sign the order granting that. And, sir, you need to make sure you check to see if you have to come back to court, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Alex Dubison. All right, Mr. Dubison was arrested October 10th. Has the information been filed? It was no info. Dubison. Sure.
One, two, three, four. Filed, Your Honor.
Information has not been filed?
Has not.
All right, so Mr. Dubison is entitled to an ROR. And Mr. Dubison,
I'm showing the case was declined by the state, but check for any court dates that might be coming up, okay, just to be on the safe side.
what are you looking at, Mr. Reedy?
I'm looking at Odyssey, and it appears that at some point in time today, there was a no information filed.
All right, in either case, sir, you are entitled to an ROR, so I am going to sign that order granting your release. It may be that the state is not proceeding with the charges, I'm not sure. So you have to make sure that you check with the clerk or check with your attorney to see if there was a no information that was filed, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Lucille Bones? I thought they said Conti. No? Oh.
Should be Paul Ryan, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. All right, Ms. Bones was arrested October 10th. And so is the information filed on Ms. Bones?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Bones, you are entitled to an
She
RO.
has two cases, Your Honor, also.
On this docket?
Yes, page 9 also. Delivery of cocaine.
All right, so what's the status of both?
Nothing has not been filed.
Both of them?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Bones, the state has not formally filed the charges on either of the arrest, and so at this time, you are entitled to an ROR. I will sign that order granting the ROR, and you need to stay in touch with your attorney or check with the clerk's office to see if you have to come back to court on any of these charges, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Permission to speak, ma'am?
Yes,
Are you me on both my charges?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, Robert Steinley,
Conti,
and what is the status on Mr. Steinley? He was arrested on the 10th, October 10th.
What's his last name?
Steimle.
ROR.
Stemmel.
All right, ROR?
well, the problem is Mr. Steinley has two out-of-state no bond, well, one is a no bond hold, and it looks like one was dismissed.
Okay,
So, Mr. Steinley, if you want to get released on this charge, you're not going anywhere because there's still an out-of-state hold. You just want to withdraw the motion so you continue to get time served on this case? Or do you want me to ask for?
30 days for them to come get me?
They won't until the case is resolved.
Oh, okay. Well, what does this case hold? What's the time?
Well, they haven't filed it within 30 days, so you're entitled to be released.
All right, so if I get an ROR, that 30 days doesn't start?
Now, you won't get out because you've got the out-of-state no bond hold.
No, I'm not trying to get out. I'm just trying to start the 30 days that they have to come get me.
You'd have to resolve this charge, this possession charge, then the 30 days can start.
All right. So will you be in touch with me then?
Someone from our office will, and you'll be going, have you been to extradition court?
Yep.
Okay. So you'll be going in front of your regular judge hopefully very soon. You can resolve this case there, which we can't do here. And once this case is resolved, then the clock will start ticking. They'll have to come get you.
All right, thanks.
Okay, good luck.
so we'll withdraw this motion, okay?
Yes, Judge, I'm going to withdraw the motion.
All right. All right, Elis Louis Jean. All right, Mr. Louis Jean was arrested October 9th, so has the information been filed?
Yes, Your Honor, it's been filed.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Louis Jean, the information has been filed on your case. So I'm denying the ROR, and you will be going before your division judge for arraignment shortly, okay?
Uh,
Malcolm Williams,
Conti, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams was arrested on October 9th. Has the information been filed?
There's two cases, and the 12366 has been filed. And the 12625 has been filed.
So both have been filed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Williams, you will be going before your division judge for arraignment shortly. The state has filed the charges on both cases. Okay. All right, Tremaine Johnson. All right, Mr. Johnson was arrested October 11th. This is a 30-day motion. Has the information been filed?
See if it's filed. I don't see one filed. This is in our system. Your Honor,
And has not been filed?
no.
All right, so Mr. Johnson is entitled to an ROR. I'll sign that order, and Mr. Johnson, you need to stay in touch with your attorney, so you'll know if you have to come back to court, okay?
No problem. Have a blessed day.
You too. Andres Serrano,
Conti, Your Honor.
all right, the arrest date for Mr. Serrano is October 11th. Has the information been filed? All right, so Mr. Serrano, the state has not formally filed the charges, so at this time you are entitled to release on your own recognizance. I will sign that order at this time, and then moving forward, you'll have to check with your attorney or the clerk's office to see if you have to come back to court,
Yes, I will.
okay?
Okay.
Elizabeth Pereira,
North Broward.
all right, Ms. Pereira was arrested October 11th. So has the information been filed? All right, Ms. Pereira, I'm signing the order granting the ROR at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And, ma'am, these are felony charges, so the state still has time to file the charges. So, even after you get out, you need to make sure you stay in touch with your attorney or the clerk's office to see if you have to come back to court.
Understood.
Okay.
Judge, at what point do they, does the time expire for
Can't-
them to file?
It's a felony charge. They have up to 175 days to file,
Thank you.
okay?
Good luck,
Thank you for
Elizabeth.
telling me
All
that.
right.
Thank you.
Lawrence Williams. All right, Mr. Williams was arrested on November 6th, so we're back on our second looks.
Yes.
And, what he has, a $2,500 bond? $2,550 on a KPS. All right, looks like this was a delayed arrest. from some undercover operation. And so at this time, I am going to leave the bonds in place, okay? All right,
So would the
Savannah,
court consider, would you consider pretrial for Mr. Williams? Because he's not gonna be able to financially post that bond.
right,
You ain't got it.
I don't remember, what priors does if any, does Mr. Williams have?
2017, he had a possession of cocaine, which he violated his probation. Possession of cocaine, 2016. Yeah, that's it, okay. 2012, resisting without violence. 2011, 4 counts of battery with criminal mischief. 2011, delivery of cocaine, resisting without violence. 2008, possession of cocaine with intent to deliver.
There's a number of previous delivery charges, 2017, 2018. I'm going to deny the ROR. He has a bond. Savannah Reynolds.
Paul Ryan, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Reynolds was arrested November 6th, so this is a second look at her bond status. There's a $1,000 bond on possession of heroin charge.
Judge, Miss Reynolds would like to stay right where she is if the court would consider signing a SAP order.
All right, I'll do that. So we're denying the ROR and signing the SAP order. All
Your
right,
Honor.
good luck, ma'am. Yes.
Your Honor, it's because I live in San Lucie County, so I would have no way to get back down here, so that's
No.
why.
No problem. That's okay.
Okay.
I'll sign the order.
All right, thank you.
And you try and take care of yourself,
Yeah.
okay? All right, Danielle Rhodes.
Bond out.
All right, Danielle Rhodes
Promise.
was arrested on November 6th. Mr. Rhodes has a $1,000 bond. This charge is grand theft auto and driving while license suspended. All right,
Like this, I guess it means something.
all right, so what are we doing with Mr. Rhodes?
Judge, in regards to Mr. Rhodes, actually on my lunch break this afternoon, I read that probable cause affidavit, and in that probable cause affidavit, there was 2 females mentioned, Savannah Reynolds and something Wesson, Julia Wesson. One of those individuals was arrested with him by the name of Savannah Reynolds. Mr. Rhodes indicated to me that the car, in fact, is registered and belongs to one of the people that was in the car with him. I don't know if the police report mentions that. He says the car is Julie Weston's car. She was with him. Unless he was holding her against her will, and if that car really is registered to Julie Weston, I'm not sure how you could steal that car.
I don't know. I don't have
Does
the
it say,
probable,
does it say who the listed?
I don't have the probable cause in front of me, and I don't know.
Okay.
And
As
if,
far as his,
and if that's his only argument, then I believe then that's something that he'll have to bring up as a defense when he goes to court. So I am gonna deny the ROR at this time. He has a $1,000 bond.
Well, I didn't want an ROR. Huh? I didn't want an ROR.
Well, you have a $1,000 bond. All right, Erica Davenport.
would the court consider pretrial instead of the
I
bond?
have the money, ma'am. It's on my credit card. They won't let me spend it.
I'm gonna deny that. You have a $1,000 bond. Erica Davenport.
Paul Ryan, Your Honor.
$1,000.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Davenport is before the court.
Can we get an order? to
What?
allow him to have, access to his belongings?
What are we,
Bond out?
It's in my card.
Mr. Reedy, I guess they're asking for a property order on Mr. what was it? Mr. Rhodes, yes. Miss Davenport, was arrested on November sixth. And Miss Davenport has a $1,000 bond. The charge is possession of cocaine and drug paraphernalia. And just so you know, folks, I don't have these probable cause affidavits, so I don't remember what.
A drug paraphernalia and offer to procure for prostitution.
She has another pending matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has that information been filed, or is it
Yes,
on?
it's been filed.
Okay. And those charges are drug charges as well?
I'm sorry.
What was the charge?
Possession of cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and offer to procure.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Davenport, I'm gonna deny any ROR, any changes at this time, and you'll, continue to have your $1,000 bond, okay?
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
It's his dad.
I wanted, to do the, lifestyle program here.
Okay, I'll sign that order. I'll sign the order.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Winston Mitchell. And Mr. Mitchell was arrested on November 7th. He's got several charges, burglary and drugs. What is the status? He was magistrated by Judge Davis, so I really don't remember this case at all.
There's also another pending case.
Mr. Mitchell also has another pending matter?
Yeah. 12622.
He's still out on bond on that other case?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an arrest also.
All right, so I'm going to deny any changes at this time, and he'll continue to have his bond that was placed. All right? All right, I believe that is the end of our afternoon dockets.
Judge, I'm so sorry to
Yes.
interject you. In regards to the previous Mr. Daniel Rhodes, he'd like to
Yes.
change his mind if possible and have the court enter an order to allow him enter the SAP program.
Who was that? Who are we talking about?
Daniel Rhodes,
That's my wife that went in before me, so that, so. If she's willing to do it, I'm willing to do it.
this is the one with the two females that were in the car as well.
He wants to be in the SAP program? I'll sign the order, that's fine.
If you could state that on the record, Mr. Rhodes, nobody's forcing you to enter the SAP program?
No one's forcing me to enter nothing, I'd love to be in the South program.
Okay, I'll sign that order, Mr. Rhodes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. What happened with Lawrence Williams? I still have these two orders.
For the orders for Lawrence Williams?
Oh, I guess there were two of them. No, that was Malcolm. No, I don't I have Lawrence Williams. What happened on him? He's on page 9. Okay. And then what about Raquel Charleswell? That was the medical reset. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, thanks, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow morning.